Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera. Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps and close our eyes. And when you're ready guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And let's begin with a big nice stretch up to the sky, high as we can. And then back down to touch our toes. Back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. And then back down to touch our toes once more. And then stand up guys, hands on hips. And we'll have a wiggle side to side. Stop. Another wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. Now let's stretch round and round. Round and round. And stop, and then we'll go back the other way. Stretch round and round the other way. Give our spines a good stretch. And stop. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So as we all know, in math class recently, we've been doing a lot of work with decimals. But who can remember what we learned to do with decimals in the previous lesson? Ordering decimals. Yes. First we learned how to compare decimals. Greater than, less than, or equal to. And then what we've learned to do now is when we have a series of decimal numbers, we can put them into the correct order. Either increasing, which is ascending, going from the smallest to the biggest, or descending, which is taking the biggest number and then going to the smallest. So let's write that phrase on the board first. Ordering, O-R-D-E-R-I-N-G. Ordering. And decimals, D-E-C-I-M-A-L-S. So all together, guys, ordering decimals. And what we'll do to recap the previous lesson is I will write some decimal numbers on the board. And then I will invite a student to come forward and write those decimal numbers in the correct order, either increasing or decreasing. So let's see. First of all, I need some numbers. We'll begin with 2.64. 5.07. 'So let's say these decimal numbers together, guys. First of all, we've got 2.64, 5.07, 7.01, and 1.234. Yes, and what I would like somebody to do, I would like to sort them into ascending order. So what we do is take the smallest number first and then gradually move across to the biggest one. Now let's see who can sort these decimal numbers into ascending order. Who can go first today? And today, the pen is first with Pacboom. So Pacboom, come and join me at the front of class, please. Okay, guys, so Pacboom's going to show us how to sort decimals into ascending order, but we can help him together. So which is the smallest decimal number? Now, excellent. We always start with the whole numbers to the left of the decimal point. So we've got 1.234 because 1 is the smallest whole number. What's the next smallest? 2.64. Perfect. And then 5.07. And finally, perfect. You see, that's what we mean about ordering decimals into ascending order. Pacboom and my students correctly recognized the smallest decimal number, beginning with 1, and then worked our way across until we got to the biggest. So let's say them together, guys. 1.234, 2.64, 5.07, and 7.01. Pacboom, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Pacboom, please, guys. That's how we sort decimal numbers into ascending order, smallest to biggest. But we also learned the other way to do it, descending order, which means starting with the biggest and working our way to the smallest. So for a recap exercise, let's also do that sequence. But first of all, I'll clean the board. So remember, guys, for this sequence, we are going to go in descending order, biggest to smallest. We've got 7.02. 7.12. 0.364, and then we will go with, we'll have this number again, 1.234. Okay, so let's say the numbers together. 7.02, 7.12, 0.364, 1.234. So remember what we need to do, because some of the decimals have thousands, some of them only have hundreds. We need to remember place value and look at the position of the decimal point. Now, who can sort these numbers into descending order for me? Let's see who can do. And now the pen is with Prel. So Prel is going to come forward and demonstrate how to put these decimal numbers into descending order. So remember, guys, start with the biggest and work our way down. So Prel, you can stand here for me. What's the biggest number we can see, guys? 70.12. Excellent. Notice how we both have the same whole number. So what we do, we move to the tenths. 7.12, and then 7.02, well done. And then after 7.02, what's our next largest number? 1.234. And finally, 0 or 0.364. And this is what we mean by descending order, biggest to smallest. Proud, that's excellent. So let's say the numbers together in descending order. 7.12, 7.02, 1.234, and 0.364. And this is what we mean by descending order. Proud, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Proud, please, guys. So that was a recap of the previous lesson, ordering decimals. What we're going to begin to learn to do today is operations with decimals. Now, the word operations is another word in mathematics for calculations. And the calculations that we're going to concentrate on today are additions. So I'll show you what I mean after I clean the board. So today, guys, what we're going to be concentrating on with operations with decimals is this sign. Who can tell me what this sign means? Addition or plus. So what we're going to be looking at doing is adding different decimal numbers together. So who can give me some numbers, guys? 9.52 plus 7.60 and one more number. 1 equals. Okay, so we've got 9.52 plus 7.601. So what we're going to be doing is adding these two decimal numbers together. So it's very important to remember about place value because we've got different numbers in the calculations. Here is ones, tenths, and hundredths. But here we have ones, tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. So what we need to do when we're doing our table is make sure we do the correct place value. And I'll show you what I mean. So we've got 9.52. And we need to plus 7.601. Now, who can tell me what we do with this number here, where there's a space? 0. Excellent, Lackow. If we're having to add numbers together where there's more digits than the other, the missing digit will always be 0. So you can just add a 0 if you need to. And then all we do is we do the calculation like we do any addition calculation. 0 plus 1 equals 1. 2 plus 0 equals 2. 5 plus 6 equals 11. So what do we do, guys? We group, we carry over the 1. Now look, the one thing to remember with decimals is when we're writing our answer, always remember your decimal points. Nine plus 1 equals 10. 10 plus 7, 17. So there's our answer. 17.121. And this is how we do operations with decimals involving addition. Guys, that was brilliant. Very well done. And what we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation for our students to practice some more operations with decimals involving addition. So let's turn to look at the TV screen, guys, for our PowerPoint presentation. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation, operations with decimals, lesson 1. And today we're concentrating on addition. When adding of decimals, it is important to add the correct digits together. Yes, we need to make sure with place value that we're adding the right digits together. So what digits can we see here, guys? Yes, so this is an ideal one to start with because both numbers have 3 digits. The first step we need to do, organize. And this is a nice easy one to begin with because it's 3 digits with 3 digits. Just always remember the decimal point. And we always start with the lowest value, which here is the hundredths. Then we'll do the tenths, and then after the decimal point, the whole numbers, the ones. So 0 plus 5 equals 5. And then we move on to the hundredths. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 0 carry over 1. We have to regroup, that's right. So we write 0 as the answer and carry over the 1 into the whole numbers. So now, 6 plus 3 plus 1 equals 10. Is there anywhere to regroup further? No. So we just write 10 as our answer. You see? That gives us our answer to the 2 decimal numbers being added together. The only thing we need to remember, in addition to the calculations, is make sure our decimal point goes in the right place. Because that's what separates the decimal numbers on the right to the whole numbers on the left. So we can say 6.80 plus 3.25 equals 10.05. And that's addition with decimal numbers. Let's do one more together, but this one's a little bit harder because it's got more numbers in one than the other. Yes, 7.490 plus 10.836. So notice the first number, how many digits? 4. Our second number, how many digits? 5. So we need to be careful with this one, remembering place value. Because this number has ones, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. But this number here has tens, ones, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So be careful when we come to organize our table. You see, one has to be longer than the other. And what's the first calculation we do? Correct. We start with the thousands. 0 plus 6 equals 6. And then after the thousandths, we move on to the hundredths. Equals 12. So write the 2, carry the 1. Like that. Now for the next column, which is the tenths. Equals 13. So write the 3, carry the 1. Now notice after the tenths, we're moving into the whole numbers. But that doesn't matter. We still carry over. Just remember your decimal point. So now we have our answer here. 3, carry over 1. And next in our answer comes the decimal point. So now onto the whole numbers. Yes. You see, we're adding the whole numbers together. 7 plus 1 equals 8, okay? And then the next column, there's only one number left. The tens. 1 plus nothing equals 1. You see? Just remember to add the correct digits in the correct columns based on place value. So now we have our answer. 7.490 plus 10.836 equals 18.326. Yes, guys, it's exactly the same as all the addition calculations you've already done. The only difference is now we have a decimal point. So remember to be careful where you place your decimal points. Any questions? Okay, that was excellent. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation about addition operations with decimal numbers. They're exactly like other calculations involving addition. The only difference is, with the decimal numbers, we remember the decimal point. So it's important to remember place value also, about where the different digits sit. And coming up, we've got a flashcard exercise for our students to practice some more. But first of all, guys, let's stretch. Stand up and push in your chairs. And we'll begin with some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent, guys. Next, we'll do some stretches. So 5 to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. And then guess what? 5 to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Now let's have a little shake. Arms and legs, shake it out. And then let's take our right hand and find our left foot. And now left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. And to finish, guys, we're going to do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. And now it's time for our flashcards exercise. So teachers, what you'll need to do prior to the lesson is print off your flashcards and cut them into individual strips. Each one is an addition calculation involving decimals. And what we're going to do is put them into a bowl or a tray like this and invite students to come forward, pick a calculation, and then show how to answer it on the board. So let's see who can go first for our flashcards exercise. I know, we'll choose down. Down. Can you come forward and choose your flashcard, please? So down gets first pick today. There you go, down who's chosen. Can you show your friends? So we have 6.42 plus 7. Okay, so now down will show how to answer this operation involving decimals on the board. So down, if you can write the calculation first, 6.42 plus 7.53 equals Okay, so step one is to organize. Make sure we do our table correctly. This is a good one to begin with because it's 3 digits with 3 digits. So place value should be easy. So can you do your table, please, Dan? 6.42 plus 7.53. And now we do our addition just like we do normally. So starting with the hundredths, 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 plus 4 equals 9. Now guys, here's the important bit. As Dan has correctly already done, remember now your decimal point, because we've done our decimal numbers. Now it's time for our whole numbers. 6 plus 7? 13. Perfect. So we can say 6.42 plus 7.53 equals 13.95. And this is how we correctly answer addition calculations or operations with decimal numbers. Down, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Down, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the video and play on with your own students for the next 10 to 12 minutes. But remember, each time, choose a different student to come and pick a different flashcard and then answer together on the board. And we're going to carry on playing here. But first of all, I'll clean the board. Okay, so now it's time for our second student. And this time, I think I will choose Net. Net, come and join me at the front of class, please. Now it's Net's turn to choose his flashcard. So pick one, please, Net, and show it to your friends. 7.25 plus 22.38. So let's be careful, guys, because notice we've got more digits in one than the other. Well, first of all, Net, I'd like you to write this calculation on the board. 7.25 plus 22.38 equals, and then our equal sign there. So the first thing we do is we organize. So let's do our table, Net. So we'll have 7.25 okay, so in this number, the 7 is the only whole number. But here, how many whole numbers do we have? We have 2 numbers to the left of the decimal point, so we need an extra one here. 22 and then 0.38. Excellent, Net. And now we can do our equals sign for the calculation. And we begin, like we do, with any addition problem with the lowest numbers, the hundredths. 8 plus 5? 13. So what do we do? 3 carry over 1. 3 plus 2 equals 6 with the 1 we carry over. Now, what comes next? Decimal point. So our decimal point now, Net, well done, equals 9. And then there's just a 2 on its own. 2 plus nothing equals 2. We have our answer. 0.63. So we can say 7.25. Can you say that? Plus 22.38 equals 29.63. And that's another way to answer operations with decimal points and decimal numbers that have more values in one than the other. Net, that was excellent. High five. Big round of applause for Net, please, guys. Let's do a couple more now before we do our worksheet exercise. And first of all, I'll clean the board. Okay, and the next student who will take their turn to come forward and choose a flashcard is Pacboom. Pacboom will come forward and pick a flashcard. So Pacboom, can you pick one and show it to your friends, please? Only one. 64.25. Okay, equals. Don't forget equals. So Pacboom, first thing to do, can you write this sum on the board? 8.764 plus 12.250 equals. Okay, so we've got lots of numbers here, guys. 4 digits here, 5 digits here. So let's be careful with place value. Pacboom, can you do your table for me? 8.764. Excellent. Now we have an extra whole number. We have a tens. So 12.250 plus. Excellent. Pacboom has correctly looked at place value and notice we've got an extra whole number. You see, 2 numbers to the left of the decimal point here and only 1. So the place value is correct. Now we're ready to calculate. 4 plus 0 equals 4. What? Yes. Equals 10. So we write the 0 and carry the 1. Now, important point, what comes next? Decimal point. So remember the decimal point in our answer. So now, 8 plus 2 plus the 1 we carry, 11. And then 1 plus 1 equals 2. So now we have our answer, 21.014. So we can say 8.764 plus 12.250 equals 21.014. And that's how we do addition with operations and decimals. Pacboom, that was brilliant. High five. Big round of applause for Pacboom, please, guys. Okay, let's do one more together before we do our worksheet activity. But first, I'll clean the board. Okay, so let's see who can go next. I know, Pat, come and join me at the front of class, please. Now it's Pat's turn to choose a flashcard. So Pat, choose a flashcard and show it to your friends, please. Okay. So on Pat's flash, 7.230 plus 8 equals. Okay, so first thing to do, Pat, can you write this sum on the board? 7.230 plus 10 point, correct, 5, 7, 8 equals. Perfect. Now we're ready to organize. But remember place value, because here we have 2 whole numbers and only 1 here. So Pat, can you draw your table? 7.230 and then plus 10. So 1 0 before the decimal point, well done. 5, 7, 8. Excellent, Pat, well done. Now we're ready for the calculation. So 0 plus 8, 0. 3 plus 7, 10. 1 plus 2 plus 5, 8. Then the decimal point, 7 plus 0. Perfect. So our answer is 17.808. And this is how we answer operations involving decimals. And I think we're now ready for our worksheet activity. Well, Pat, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Pat, please, guys. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, make sure every student in your class gets their own worksheet, because what we want them to do is work on their own for this activity. And today's worksheet is a series of decimal numbers that are involved in operations with addition. Very similar to the PowerPoint and flashcards exercise. So remember, guys, when it comes to drawing your tables to do your calculations, do place value. We have to make sure place value is correct. So give our students around 12 minutes for this, because there's 8 different calculations to do. But what's the first thing to do first? Write our names on top, okay? And teachers, just monitor the class and help students with anything they need. So Lakdao, this one's for you. You're welcome. Prau, here's yours.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Down for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Chu for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Nadia, this one's for you. You're welcome. Pat for you. You're welcome. Pacboom for you. You're welcome. And Net, this one's for you. You're welcome. So exactly like we've been learning to do with the PowerPoint and the flashcards, guys, it's addition, but the only difference is it involves decimals. So remember your decimal point. And if you need any help, let me know, because I can help you on the board. So the first one, 21.14, is 2 whole numbers. And we're adding 2.39. So this time, only 1 whole number, 0.39. So that's how our table should look. And we just add the numbers together like we always do. 9 plus 4 is 13. So 3, carry the 1. Then 3 plus 1 is 4, plus the 1 we carry, 5. Then the decimal point, 1 plus 2 is 3. And the 2 on its own, we write there. So your answer to number 1 should look like this, 23.53. So you see how when it's different numbers, we make sure the place values are correct. The decimal points should always be aligned. The decimal points will always be aligned. So that's a good marker for you to set your place values. Great to see you guys working with your tables too. Always good to do your tables, easier than in your heads. Well done, Pat. Chu, that's good. Nadia too. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they had to correctly answer the operations involving decimals. And remember place value, guys. A good way to sort out place value is remember the decimal points will always be aligned. And we can take the numbers to the left, the whole numbers, and the numbers to the right, the decimal numbers. And that's all we've got time for today. So we hope you've enjoyed the lesson and now understand more about operations with decimals involving addition. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Goodbye. Bye-bye. See you again soon.